What pride comes afford? Did anyone hear you call as you drove your Volvo into a canal? Oh, this is it. I love you, but I've nowhere else to go. I'm a depressio. I'm a depressio.
Plus I can cut it and start it whenever. I mean, I'd say do a little intro, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. So welcome to Depressio podcast number 41. 42.
Number 42.
And we're sat here in Mayhem Gym in Boston with the one, Callum Johnson. Welcome to the podcast, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Welcome to Mayhem.
Welcome to Mayhem, mate. We're inside the Mayhem, aren't we?
Let's hope this podcast don't go too much of Mayhem.
Well, no, I'm hoping it does, to be honest, if anything.
Oh, well, let's go. No all's bad.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Ask away.
So we were just saying about ring entrance music. So you ever thought about getting like a custom tune made by somebody? If you could,
to be fair, there's a kid from Doncaster called Dan Rafter. He did a song. He did a personal song for me.
Did he?
It was quite good, but I never did use it. I always like say Chesney Hawks in it. Whenever I've had big fights, I've always used that song.
Yeah.
And I think if and when I get in some big fights again, I'll go back to that because that's my song.
Does it get you pumped up? Like you into like rock music and stuff? Then?
Not really. It's just I think Joe Gallagher, when we was years and years ago, was thinking about a song, and like I said about the one and only, and Joe's like, yeah, it's good that it goes with your name and that, and it just went from there.
Yeah. So talk us through Joe Gallagher. So from Gallagher's Gym, right? And that's in Manchester, yeah?
Manchester, yeah.
So you're for anybody who doesn't know who you are, gold Commonwealth medalist.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Nailed the year though, remembered it. And then also you've held a bunch of belts from them. Well, you go, because I know very little about boxing. I just know you because we're all from Fishtoft, which is an area in Boston. And I just know you from those days, I suppose. And I know that obviously you've gone on and done bits with boxing. So talk us through some of the belts that you've held over the years and like what.
Well, obviously I started the first big ones, obviously the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah.
That I finished my amateur career with that, winning gold.
So how do you turn professional in boxing? A load of people that are watching this because of you will know this anyway, and they're screaming. But
to be honest, boxing is one of the few sports where anybody can turn professional. Yeah. Really, it's called professional boxing, but sometimes it's the most unprofessional sport out there. But yeah, anyone can turn pro to a certain degree. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, well, basically I won the Commonwealth Games. There was the option to stay amateur and go for the London 2012 Olympics.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight I wish I had done. You know, I regret that not staying amateur for a couple more years. But at the time I thought it was the right thing to do, and that's what we did. So we turned pro, and then I might say I'm still doing it now, 15 years later. I don't know why, but
so you, I've read recently you've gone up a weight category. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So does that mean that like me and Dave have got quite good experience of going up in weight
categories for
but
sure?
Not in like a really positive way, like
I don't
putting
think
on.
I'm up to your weight yet.
Nah, not yet. Do you think I weigh more than you?
I don't know. You know, how tall are you?
5'10". On a good day.
With shoes on.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see after. We'll have to go.
No, I think I might be. Well, to be fair, you got quite muscle. I don't know. Last time I weighed myself, I think I was like 14 stone.
Oh, yeah. No, I think I weigh a little bit more than you then.
Oh, really? Maybe pushing 15 now, to be fair.
It's not a bad match.
But it's fat.
We're about the same weight.
Yeah.
We could have a few rounds after this.
Fuck off. No way.
You did say you wanted him to punch you in the sternum really hard.
If you had a padding, do you have any like padding for the...
Yeah, look.
We might do it after the podcast. I might say like 20% first.
We've got that there. To be fair though, that can protect you. That's really good. I could hit you as hard as I could.
Really?
You won't feel it. Yeah.
After the pod, we might have to do that.
After the pod, if we have time, we will hold up some pads.
I've got a video. I've actually put my missus on it and hit my missus.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Knocked her halfway across the garden.
Did she fall over?
She's fine.
No, she nearly did, but she didn't. It was. I think I was in the lockdown. You know. We was bored in the lockdown, so put that on.
You do some mad things during lockdown,
man, it was good.
Yeah. Did you enjoy lockdown, or was it more of a?
Do you know what? In a mad kind of way, I really did.
Mate,
I really
same here.
enjoyed it.
Same
Like,
here.
the first one, when it first happened, I got my garage all converted into a gym, and I got kind of obsessed with training. I was in the garage like 4 or 5 hours a day training. But I don't know if that was because I wanted to get away from the kids or what. But
Right.
either way, I did some mad things, like was raising money for the NHS and did like a mad virtual cycle, and then I flipped a tyre for like nearly 5 hours up and down the road. Did some crazy things in lockdown. It sent everyone crazy.
Gave you that space
I
to
drank
breathe a
a
bit, though,
ton
didn't it?
more in lockdown.
Yeah.
Like weirdly, I'm not like a big drinker. Then during lockdown, I think we all had a group chat with me and my mates, and me and this one particular mate just kept sending videos back and forth of us drinking and necking beers. Just weird,
The best
stuff
part
we wouldn't even
was,
do together. It's like, fuck it, we've got nothing
it
to
wasn't
do,
just
so.
necking beers though, was it? It was like they'd send you a video of them just opening a can. And if they sent you a video of them opening a can, you had to neck a beer.
Yeah,
That was it. And it would be like
I didn't play that game. It's a good job because one beer and I'm done.
yeah, wasn't you? You must
quite
not
a
drink
lightweight,
much,
to be
right? Because
fair.
of training and stuff.
Nah, to be honest, I never really drank a great deal anyway, all through my life because of training, because of boxing and things like that. But I've not had a drink now for 20 months. Last time I had a drink was April 2023.
Nice, man. So
And I'm like, not like it's a big deal for me because I probably only ever drank 3-4 times a year anyway.
yeah.
But I kind of getting obsessed with it now. I want it 2 years.
Yeah, that's it.
And I might go to 3 years. Who knows?
I've just done.
You're what?
I've just
You're
done
4 months,
I've just done 4 months of
It's 4
sobriety,
months.
and to be honest, it's like my headspace is dead clear because of it. And I wasn't like a problem drinker, but I did like a drink, and I drink a lot.
Sometimes, you know, it's. I mean, I've never had a drink problem, obviously, but I can imagine it does become a problem.
Yeah.
But I don't think people realise how much it can help you not drinking until you do it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you say,
yeah.
People like yourself.
Yeah.
4 months and you feel so much better for it.
Yeah, that's
Imagine in 6-8 months you're going to feel even better.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
it.
To be
But they
fair, in UK culture, it is like weird if you don't drink, which
Yeah.
is bizarre. Because I'm like, because I was like, why are you not having a beer and stuff like that? And you're like, mate, I don't know, I just don't want one. It's all good. But you're weirder if you don't drink if you're
It's
out
mad
with the lads.
because you say that. I went out with a few of my mates, golf mates. I played golf a little bit. And I went to Glow Golf on the Friday before Christmas.
Yeah.
And we was in the Weatherspoons. And I went to the bar and I'd already had a Coke. And I thought, I didn't fancy a Coke. I didn't fancy a water. So I said to the barmaid, I said, you got coffee?
Yeah.
And she gave me a cup. And you had to go do it
The
yourself
little
in the coffee
the magic
machine.
Weatherspoons
So
machine.
Weatherspoons is packed. It's
Yeah.
Friday night, Christmas. I've gone and done myself well. The coffee wasn't working, so I did a cup of tea. So I'm sat there with a cup of tea, and Weatherspoons, packed it was as well, sipping a cup of tea. People looking at me gone out. And one kid said to me, "You're not drinking?" I was like, "Yeah, I've a cup of tea."
I am drinking, just not the drink that
it's
you're
not-
on about.
not
And he said,
booze.
"It's Christmas."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, but I don't want to drink alcohol."
You're,
And do you know what it is?
you're a professional athlete as well, though,
It's
isn't
the
it?
only drug where people think you're weird for not having.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
Absolutely.
It's so
It
true,
is.
especially in UK culture as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't enjoy a drink because when I
Yeah.
have had a drink, I do
Yeah,
enjoy
good
it.
time,
And
yeah,
I've
yeah,
had
of
some great
course.
times. I've also had some shit times
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
I've been pissed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But it's
Yeah,
depressing, isn't it?
You
It
know,
makes
yeah.
you. It
the
doesn't.
next day.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next day, I don't want to get out of bed. I mean, I don't want to get out of bed at the best of times, let alone on an hangover. So,
And when you get older, it only gets worse.
Yeah.
yeah, it's sort of
Like you get hangover now 2 or 3 days. So I don't really, mate, like the taste of like lager. Really, when I thought about it, I was like, do I really like the taste of lager? Like I do like ciders,
I don't like that.
but
I
like
ciders.
I'm not really. I just did it because you just get swept along with it.
Yeah, but
and
I
it's
have
like-
to be honest though. See, this is where I'm like, I'm not a drinker. I don't drink.
Yeah.
But I have to say, a nice cold bottle of Peroni is enjoyable.
on a
Oh,
summer's
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do
Do you
enjoy
do
that.
the,
When
do you do the
times-
non-alcoholic ones? ever?
No. I
Yeah,
never
so
have done
that's been one of the ones that everyone for me has been like, oh, if you need, I need a drink, you gotta have these. And the other night I had like 4 non-alcoholic Guinnesses.
And how did you feel?
Like I didn't feel anything,
Did
but
you
it was
not?
like it was quite nice because I was out and it was like a bit of a placebo because everyone around me
Yeah,
is
that's
like
it.
necking drinks
Yeah,
and like getting
yeah,
into
yeah.
it. So I've got a pint on the go.
I'll tell you a
If you
story.
feel like you're amongst it, but
So you talk about the placebo. A while back, my missus has gone to she's getting ready to go out. She's gone to the shop and she's got herself 4 bottles of beer from the shop.
Yeah.
Not realising they're non-alcoholic.
yeah.
So she's there, music's on, she's getting ready.
Having a dance.
And she's sipping on these lagers, non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
She's two bottles in. She's genuinely pissed. She thought she was.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I can feel this. I feel pissed. I feel tipsy. Then she realised like an hour or so later there was non-alcoholic. She genuinely thought she was pissed, honestly.
Yeah.
It's mad, but there's the placebo effect is real.
Can be a thing.
Real.
Yeah,
It's very much
sure.
real. Yeah.
It really is.
Do you ever have dreams where you're drunk and you can't do anything?
I've never had one.
Since I've stopped drinking, I keep having dreams where I've got drunk by accident, and I've not meant to. I've just got drunk.
I've had dreams where I'm fighting someone and I'm hitting.
You can't
them,
punch.
and you just cannot do any
I've had
damage
those, yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
You just cannot. You as hard as you can, and they're just not moving. You think, oh, shit.
They're apparently stress dreams. Like when you can't. I always have the same recurring dream that I'm lost in an airport and I can't get my way out, and it's so frustrating. I've had those dreams
when
where
you get on holiday. That's what that is.
yeah, maybe right.
Yeah, that's it. I think you need a holiday, Dave. I think that's what it's saying to you.
You've been on holiday much
In
in terms of like abroad any time this year, like last
I've
year?
not been this year. No, we're only 8-9 days in, aren't we?
Where would your dream place to be? Oh, to be fair, good point. Would have been sick if you like went this year and come back. Is there any dream holiday you've not been on that you'd love to go to? Like a place where you visit?
Australia, I think.
Oh, Australia's
Australia.
cool.
Because
Yeah,
you
I've never
fought all over the world. You fought in
to be
America,
fair, that's a good point, yeah.
Where other countries you fought in Europe as well,
Yeah,
right?
I fought
Germany,
in
was it?
crazy countries like Macedonia,
Macedonia, yeah.
Finland, Germany, Sweden.
Yeah. When you go to other countries for like fights and stuff, do you get any like downtime to see any of the country? Because I know that touring bands and stuff like that, and DJs I work with are often like they wake up somewhere, they're in New York, they do the gig, they're in a building in New York, and then they leave New York and go somewhere else. And
pretty much like that. Like you get to these nice places, they're not all nice places, but you get to all these different places, and it is work. You're there, you're training. You're in the gym, the hotel. You know you can't go out and eat nice food. You don't. You've got to rest, so you don't get to see too much. But you always get one day where you get about a little bit. So
do you have to take your family with you, or do you kind of when you work? You have to, not really. It's stressful, isn't it? When you've got the kids there and that.
I took my missus and my boy to New York once. I was fighting in New York, and they come out. They didn't actually come to the fight. But they was in the hotel. It was actually a big casino where I fought, so they were staying in the casino, and that was the only time really.
That's got to be dangerous as well, like staying in a casino, like 300 on red.
My brother-in-law, he actually won a few quid. He did.
Did he?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what. A couple of grand. He won a couple of grand, but you have to pay out in America. You have to pay half of it in tax, don't you?
Right, I didn't know that actually.
40% or something. So
you have to give half of it back.
He's won like $2,000 or whatever it was. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah.
He's got to give half of it in tax.
Well, that'll piss me off.
That is it.
No,
we don't get taxed in this country, do we?
I don't.
Not with winnings.
No, I don't think so.
I spoke to a guy and I asked him what his job was on a stag do, and I kind of knew these guys. And I got talking to one geezer, and he was like saying how I said, "What do you do as a job?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm a professional gambler." I was like, "What do you mean?" And he told me, he's like, "Well, I don't get taxed on it." And he just makes his money through playing poker, and he's really good at it. So he's like, you know, you're not always going to win all the time, but he's very patient. And he was telling him, I don't have that patience, so I'd never do it. But like he made his living professionally gambling in the UK.
It's wild, isn't it?
And he says I don't get taxed on it. I'm like, that's fucking wild.
The UK's Dan Bilzerian, is it?
Oh yeah, Dan Bilzerian. What's he doing now? Jeez.
One thing I was going to say to you, Callum, was that so when you turn professional with boxing. Like, was there any point that you ever considered like another career, like, boxing might not work out, so I'll go and be like a school teacher or anything like that? Was it just always like your focus was, I'm just going to make this work? Because one thing you've got to give you props for is it can't be easy to make it as a professional boxer.
No,
like,
but that's one again.
That's a drive,
that's
isn't it?
another thing in my life where I regret, because now I'm coming to the back end of my career, and my career's nearly over. And I do sit there sometimes thinking, what the fuck am I going to do?
Would you not transition into training?
I would, but where? How? Like Boston, it's not a big place. There isn't
Yeah.
that many boxers.
There's not a lot
There's
going
not-
on for young
no,
folks as
there's
well
not,
in Boston.
There's not a
I
lot
say
going on
this.
at all. So for me, I mean, I don't know. I generally don't. Like, to answer that question, what am I going to do after boxing, or what would I like to do? I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
It's all I've ever done.
Yeah,
From
yeah,
being a
yeah.
10-year-old boy, all I've ever done
Yeah.
is box.
Yeah.
I never got on well at school.
Yeah.
Didn't do very well. I was chucked out of school by the time I was 12, 13. I went on the markets with my dad's, but I was always going to be a boxer. All I was ever going to do was box.
Yeah.
And that's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
So now, I'm touching 40, and it's like, I don't know anything else. But it is coming
Yeah.
to the end, and I'm not set myself up for life where I haven't got to worry about money or anything like that. After boxing,
You've got to figure
there's
something out.
there's a very small percentage of boxers that ever do that, because it's an hard game, and
Mate, of course, yeah.
it's like I say, to be able to make money in boxing and where you settle for life, it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, to answer that question, I regret not having a plan B and having something set
Yeah.
for when I finished. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I
To be
don't
fair,
know.
me
It's
and you
interesting
can
to hear.
relate in a kind of way where in the creative industry,
Oh,
we've
yeah.
always done jobs that we've fucking hated.
Yes.
So like, I've stacked shelves for 9 years. I worked in an office job, never really worked out for me. It's only in the past 5 that I started doing video editing and creative work. But it's so hard, man, to like just, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing in about 10
Yeah.
years. Am I still going to be video editing? Will this pop off?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you know what I
that's
mean?
it.
In
So-
terms of like, so
I think we can definitely relate, and I think in terms of like
So
we
what
were
the fuck-
speaking before the podcast about the comedy rap act that we did, 50 Sniffs, and you're like, is that still going? We're like, it sort of has a bit of a shelf life. And when you get to the end of it,
And we
you
never
do-
really made
you
proper
do,
money
you
from it,
do
did we?
feel like you hit a ceiling, and you're like, oh, we did all right with that, but then we don't know what to do afterwards. So then you just sort of, and especially because I guess you've always worked on your own terms. I mean, obviously,
It's
you've
hard to go
you've
back
worked
to
with,
it
you've
on
worked
someone
with
else's
promoters, you've worked
terms,
with
yeah.
managers and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but also
That's it.
your drive has taken you everywhere you wanted to go. I wanted to be a boxer.
Yeah.
You've made yourself. You've got here. You've won like 24 fights, is it?
24, 23, 23, 24, 23, 24.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the two.
Which is
I
an
think I've had
stat, man.
I've had 24 fights as a professional.
Yeah.
I think I've won 23. I lost one.
How many fights do you think? Like, because obviously you've had other fights than that as well outside, like boxing matches, like for training. And
yeah,
how many matches do you reckon you've clocked up in your lifetime?
With
aside from-
sparring, I mean, you're talking like hundreds, aren't you? You're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
like, so I had around 150 amateur fights.
Yeah.
And if you think you spar, let's say you spar 10 times for each fight,
Yeah.
so 150, what's that? 150 times 10, is that 1,500?
Yeah.
And then you got 10 times for 20 professional fights, 200. You're talking well over, you're talking 1,500 fights, aren't you?
Yeah.
And that's
like-
why I've got a bad memory.
1,500. Well, that was another thing. You were like CTE and things like that later on in life, and because I know with boxing and with American football as well. Watch the
football.
documentary about it as well.
even like UK football, right? With headers,
with
and
heading the
stuff.
ball
Yeah,
as well
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah, like is that a thing you ever concerned about later on, or wrestling as well?
Are we just
I'm
blowing
not-
you out here?
No, I'm not concerned about it, because I feel as though I don't think I'm going to have that problem, because again, my career, I've not been that active. I've not took that many shots. I've
Yeah.
not. you
Yeah, to be
know.
fair, that's another thing as well. You
Yeah.
can play like a defensive boxer,
Yeah,
right?
I don't get hit that much. I've never been hit that much over my career. I've never really been one of these fighters that's took loads of damage. But there is times when, there's been times I've been sat on my arse, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you do take some damage. But I don't know. We'll find out, won't we, one day?
Yeah, mate, definitely.
If I'm walking around at 50 looking at the stars.
To be fair, I like the idea of boxing, just like as in the terms of like it's almost like you're playing chess. You got to figure out another person's moves and stuff like
definitely.
that. But I would not like getting hit in the head.
Nah,
I'm
no
like,
one
oh
does.
shit, I'm
no
like
one
fucking
does
hell.
that. No one
Yeah.
does. No, I don't like getting hit.
Well,
You're not find a boxer that likes getting hit, or not a good one.
It's just
anyway.
from the outside.
I
like,
lo-
a
I
lot of
love getting
boxers
hit. I'm
seem
the worst boxer in the
very
world.
confident. They're like,
Yeah,
fucking
I
hell.
mean,
I'm
they are confident people. You've got to be. When you're going to fight another man, and you know that man's been training to fight you, and you've been
Jesus,
training to fight him.
yeah.
But you know where they get the confidence from? The confidence is built in here.
In the gym.
What you do in the gym.
Right,
And if you're going into a fight and you know you've not trained properly, or you know you've like made a few little shortcuts here and there, you're going to go into that ring thinking, I cut a corner there, I should have done this, I should have done that.
All those little doubts.
If you do everything you're supposed to do before the fight, you're going to go in there confident. And at the end of the day as well, you've give yourself the best chance. So you can't do any more anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've done, you walk into the ring, you know you've gave yourself the best chance, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I've been most of the time. Can't say, I've been absolutely perfect all through it. I've never ever cut corners, because I have.
Yeah.
I have, and I've gone into some fights knowing I've cut a few corners.
Yeah.
But,
got away with a few?
Yeah, I've got away with a few. But you know, sometimes you don't get away with them, do you?
Mate, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I
it.
wanted to ask your opinion on what do you think about all this like rise of like YouTuber boxing with all this
like
misfits in?
I love
Yeah,
it.
interesting.
I like
Because
it.
there's a lot of like I would say old school traditional boxers that might be like, well, they're kind of
Do you know what?
disrespecting the sport, etc., etc., etc. I watch them because it's like for a guy like me who's just like, I don't know, dip my head in. I'm not like a proper boxer head, but when it allows me to kind of like, oh, I watch YouTube, I watch all these guys. It's interesting, even though they're not that great, to watch them fight. And then the controversy around it's kind of interesting me as well, because you got, like you said, your old heads that are like, well, the disrespecting boxing.
Yeah,
stuff,
like the traditional
Then you got
ways.
someone like you saying, hey, it's all right, I actually
No,
like it.
I like
Do you
it,
think
but-
it's good for the sport?
I don't think it's bad for the sport. I don't think it's bad for it. But what I would say is, like, so you got wrestling, you got real Olympic wrestling.
Yeah.
Then you've got WWE, which is wrestling entertainment.
Yeah.
It's not real. Now, at least the boxing, the YouTube boxing, it's still real. They're fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting real. They're going in there to punch each other's heads in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not professional boxing in the sense of the way I do it or professionals do it. But it is boxing. But it's boxing entertainment.
Yeah.
And you know these YouTubers who have built this following and have created this like massive interest, and they can generate the money they're generating doing it. Why not?
Yeah,
That's
mate,
what I think
do you know
as well.
what?
So why not?
Why
Yeah.
not? Because if I could do it, I would. Telling me, like, these people that slag it off, don't like it, say they're disrespecting boxing, this, that, and the other. If they was going to get 20 million to fight Jake Paul, they're not going to say no, are they?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
Are there any of the...
I think I would say yes to 20
I think
million to
I
fight
would.
Jake Paul, and I've never had a fight
I'd
properly in my
I'd
life.
fight King Kong.
Yeah, the 20 million.
For 1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
Let alone 20.
the difference there, Callum, is you might win.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
And I
that.
defo wouldn't.
Oh, I'd lose on purpose then.
Yeah. Well, you still get some of the
No,
purse
but
though, right?
I'd fight Jake Paul for free,
Yeah.
just for the
clout,
exposure.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
We can't really pay you, but we'll give you some good exposure.
We don't have great reach. We might have enough if we called
Me
out
and
Jake
Dave,
and tried to get it
talk
through.
about this in like freelancing terms. Sometimes people will ask you, "Oh, can you do a video for me? I can't pay you right now, but it's going to be seen by like millions of people, so you'll get loads of work out of it."
Yeah,
similar,
God, yeah.
similar thing there, isn't it?
Are there any of the YouTube boxers or like misfits boxers and all that where you look at them and you think, oh, they probably could get far or do well? Are there any that got actual skills?
to
you
be
think
honest
they've
with
got?
you, I don't really watch too much of it.
Okay,
but
cool.
I don't watch a lot of boxing in general. And
Interesting.
I'll only watch the big fights that take me interest.
Yeah.
But I watched Jake Paul a little bit, and I like him. I actually like him. I'm actually a fan because I feel
I prefer
like
Jake to Logan.
I don't really. Yeah, I do only because I've took more interest in his career and what he's doing.
Which one fought Tyson recently?
Jake.
Yeah.
Jake's the younger one of the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah,
Logan's
sorry,
he went the WWE route and Prime and started to really push all that.
But you know what I mean? You know when you look at it, you think them two boys, I mean, talk about smashing it. They'll just smash it, haven't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How can you not appreciate or respect that? Do you know what I mean?
They're hustling. They are.
Yeah,
I respect
yeah.
that
You just
about
can't,
it.
can you? I mean,
I
it's
defo
unbelievable.
I definitely appreciate the hustle.
Unbelievable
I think more so of people that I don't. They're not really for me, but I appreciate the hustle. Like, there's a lot of DJs out there that I'm like, hey, their style's not for me, their music's not for me, but they're killing it on the internet.
I'm a little bit of a fan of wrestling, and whenever I see Logan wrestle, I was like, oh shit, he's actually flying off the ropes. He's actually
like
as a kid, I'd be like,
he gave
fucking
it
hell, he's
some.
sick.
Some of the clips I've seen of him, he's not bad, is he?
He's
What
not
he
bad.
does?
Yeah,
He's not bad at all.
I can't. He might be abrasive to like, you know, his character and his morals or whatever. Like, I might not align with it there, but when it comes to like wrestling and like running a business, yeah, for sure, I can respect that.
I like him. Wow. I don't really have an opinion. Don't really have an opinion on Logan.
Yeah, well, you don't really. We don't really know him.
Yeah, no,
do we,
I always say that as well. People say to me, "Oh, do you like him? Do you like him? Do you like her?"
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
You don't know him.
I don't know him.
Yeah. You don't live with them.
Like you say.
Yeah, you had a pint with them down spoons, or a coffee, or a tea with them.
The character they play, probably not. Or I don't mind it.
Yeah.
But to actually have a personal opinion on somebody that I've never met,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
is not really. I can't have one.
It's hard,
You know
isn't
what I
it?
mean?
Yeah.
It's hard, and you don't really know the person either. You see someone on TV, and they play a certain character or
For sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
But in real life, they might be a really nice person.
Yeah.
you
This
know.
is why I
that's
like
it,
podcasting,
they're not that
mate,
character.
because with podcasting, you get like, you know, hour-long chats with people, and I think it's quite difficult to kind of mass for a whole hour.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
why when you get these 2-minute interviews that are like quick, go to
yeah,
commercials, it's very like they've got to.
You've got to
This
get
is
the-
where
the
I
key
fell in love
bits
with the
out.
podcasting. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh shit, you get to see more of a person. You get to
You'll
see what
find
they're
out
actually
I'm
really
an
like.
arsehole then, mate, in another half an hour, you'll be, he's a fucking prick, he is.
No, it's not at all, mate.
I find people who say that about themselves actually are not. They're
Yeah.
more like,
No,
they're
I don't
just-
think. I
they're just
might be,
doing
I
it.
don't know. My missus thinks I am.
I think everyone's missus thinks they are there.
You say you don't watch boxing. Is there any sports that you do watch? Or maybe darts or something like that?
No,
or
I don't
do you
really.
not really watch TV?
I don't watch TV at all, really.
That's an alright thing, you know. It's not too bad.
Do you know what? I'm addicted to my phone.
Yeah, well,
Oh, any
you
app
and
in
everybody
particular?
else.
And I'm
then, mate.
scrolling through reels,
Yeah.
and I communicate with some people. I've got my best friends who I ring. I've got my best friends who I train with.
Yeah.
I've got my best real friends who I send reels to.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I've got
You got your
legions
online
of friends,
mates, yeah.
and I spend so much time scrolling. It's a joke. I wish I could just leave it.
I had to uninstall TikTok because I was
too
proper
much,
addicted.
yeah.
It's too much.
I'm new to TikTok. I've only just started doing that. Really.
I scrolled, I think, the other week for like 3 hours, and I was like, I need to chuck this thing away
it's
from
no-
me.
it's no good,
and if
man.
I'm a
It's no
nearly
good.
40-year-old bloke and I'm doing that, what's that doing to kids' brains? You know what I
crazy,
mean?
innit? It's
Where you don't
crazy.
have any self-control as a kid.
Mate,
Imagine that when
honestly.
you're a kid and you've got that in
So
your
you
hand.
look at your screen time, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
And I look at the screen time sometimes, and it's like Instagram, 4 hours.
Where did I find that 4 hours in the day?
4
Because I didn't
hours?
think I had any time.
In
Yeah.
4 hours, what could I be doing in them 4
Yeah.
hours? You know what I mean?
But the thing is also, I feel like I can justify myself a bit of time on social media as long as I've done other stuff that day. If I've just had a low day and I've been in bed all day scrolling on my phone, which I don't get to do these days. I've got little young kids, so I'm not often like up busy doing stuff. But like back in like 2, 3, 4 years ago, when I'd be working late at night, having a load of bevs, stay in bed all day the next day, just scrolling on my phone, and it's like, look at your screen
what a
time,
waste, innit?
7 hours. I was 7
fucking
hours on the internet looking at other people's lives when I could have been doing
It's
something out in the real
innit?
world.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's how,
wild.
isn't it? We're all guilty of it. We're
Yeah.
more
Yeah, 100%.
interested. We're more interested in what someone else is doing.
Yeah.
And it's
I
not
look at
real
that.
half
What
the
someone
time.
else's
A
house
lot of
looks
it's
like,
not. A
what
lot
someone
of
else's
it's
dog
not.
looks
A lot
like.
of it's not. You see that, they're in Dubai. Think, fucking hell. They're.
Yeah.
And like you say, you're sat at home in your bed.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Get out of bed, you dosser, and
Yeah.
do something productive.
Crack
But
on.
We don't, do we?
No, not all
we
the time.
don't.
mate, no.
We don't.
But say that, I've just walked in here and you've just come out of a training session today. You're literally into this from a training session.
Yeah,
And I'm like, how much training have we done today, Dave? We've had
Yeah,
We
a
went to
coffee and a
Burger
Burger
King,
King.
Yeah.
Yeah, double
Did
bacon,
your
double
bicep
XL.
curl the
Yeah,
burger?
yeah,
I
bicep
did,
curls.
like,
at least
yeah,
your bicep curls,
curls,
right,
yeah,
innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you find the motivation to drag yourself into the gym? What's that?
It's just what you've done ever since like you said
it's
10,
not.
right?
I say when people say about the word motivation, it's not even a real thing. Motivation is not a real thing. Motivation is a. People say, I can't find the motivation. You can't find motivation. Motivation doesn't. You have to create it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline gets you to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, every single day, and then when you start getting a little bit fitter, you're seeing the changes in the mirror. Then the motivation that feeds your motivation. You start you're feeling good. You know, you're getting a faster time on the treadmill, or you're lifting a little bit more weight on your bench press or whatever it is. Yeah, the motivation comes from that.
It goes so quickly for me. With fitness, I'm always like, I'll get to a point where, right, I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to do like more exercise, get a bit fitter. And then I get to a point where I'm doing good. I'll go on holiday or something like that, break it for a week, and then get back to it after that. It's like the hardest thing.
As well, if I ever go on holiday, I always find a hotel with a gym in it.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
The first thing I'll do, if there's not a gym in the hotel, I'll go searching for a gym.
Yeah.
Because you need them daily habits. There'll be certain things that maybe you do most days that you need to do to kind of function. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it is with me with the gym. But when I fall out, I'm not saying I'm again every day, because I'll fall out of it. I've spent 6 weeks in bed. Talk about laying in bed being depressed. I've spent 6 weeks in bed on a number of occasions.
Yeah.
So I find myself in them places.
Yeah.
But the only thing that ever works for me is when I'm back in here doing what I need to be doing.
That first day back as well, and you're like,
it's hard.
Yeah, you're fighting your way through it.
Getting that groove back on the vinyl player just to get back in that.
It's all hard. It's all hard, but it's simple.
Yeah. That's a really good point, mate. That's a really good point.
It's like you can talk yourself out of it sometimes, when really it's just like, don't think, just go.
People talk about, like I said, the diet. Oh, I need to lose weight. I need to do this. I need to get fit. I need to get strong. Or I've got to do this and all that. And like you say, and it is hard.
Yeah.
But it is, like I say, it's so simple.
Yeah. Don't eat Burger King. Eat something else.
Pretty much.
One thing I find that keeps me interested in when I have done activities is like finding an activity that almost tricks my brain into working out. Like basketball, I actually really like. I found basketball and I did it for a while. Again, it's a momentum thing. When I stop, I fucking stop. But when I'm doing basketball, I'm not really thinking about.
You're not
running.
training. You're not training.
No, I'm just like trying to get the ball in the net.
You're playing. You're enjoying yourself.
Enjoying it. Do you find that enjoyment from like lifting weights and you just?
I love lifting weights. I prefer lifting weights.
So there is a core like you like it. And you want it.
I love training in general, all training, obviously, because I've done it for so long.
What is it about training that you like, man? Like, what is it in you? Just like, I just love lifting shit.
Obviously, when you train, your body releases good hormones, the endorphins are flying.
Yeah.
And it, like you say, you get a natural high from it. So you do, I think your body, when you've done it for so long, you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
And if I'm at the gym for a couple of days, I start feeling depressed.
Yeah.
So let's say I'll train Monday to Friday really hard, and then I don't train Saturday and Sunday. By Sunday night, I'm starting to feel flat.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a little bit down in the dumps.
Yeah.
But I think it's just my body's like, fucking I need them endorphins. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, 100%. I get that.
And that's what it is. That's what it is.
I'm the same with performing to an extent, because I don't know if you know this, I DJ around the country and stuff, and I do like different stuff. So during lockdown, that was really hard for me, because you went from DJing to a crowd to like DJing if you did it as a live stream. But then live streams became a bit kind of like, everyone was like, oh, another live stream. Got a bit sick of this kind of thing. So then I missed that endorphins that you get when you step out on stage and hear a crowd like
it's the same. It's the same thing. Whatever, whether it's DJing, training, whether it's basketball, whether it's extreme sports.
Yes,
you're looking for that fix.
Yeah, you got to find that thing.
It's the same. Like you say, drink, drugs.
Yeah, they give you it quick.
It's a similar thing.
Yeah, they give you it real quick.
They give you it there and then, and you don't have to
thing.
try hard with it. With drinking drugs.
That's why people get addicted to drinking drugs. That's why a lot of sports people come away from the sport and they get on the drink and But we're always looking, as human beings, we're always looking for that fix, aren't we?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Whichever way you get it. Whether it be training, whether it be likes on Instagram. Whether it be
mine's gaming, mate, as well. I'm addicted to gaming.
I used to like a bit. I've not played for ages.
What did you play when you were gaming?
Xbox guy, I'm guessing.
I was PS.
Oh, you PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Nice. Okay,
PlayStation. The one game I genuinely got addicted to, Destiny.
Oh shit! I would have never said that.
Oh mate, I spent
Destiny
hours.
2 or
Destiny 1 was the one.
Just grinding away at that. That's a kind of a grindy game, Destiny.
It was. I was getting to the stage where I was like waking up in the morning early, so I could get on and do the things I needed to do.
Yeah,
and I was going to the gym. as soon as I finished my training session, I just needed to get home.
Yeah.
Straight back on it.
Yeah, hooked you
And
in.
then I was like, you talk about cutting corners.
Yeah.
So I needed to like do my sit-ups and stuff at the end of the session, but I'd leave them so I could get home quicker to get on Destiny. And you talk about, I did about 1,600 hours on it.
Wow.
I was like,
That's good going.
and I was up 3-4 in the morning. Mate, crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
It
It was
hooked you in.
never got as bad on Destiny 2. I'd done about 700-800 hours on that. But now I'm
I
kind
would
of-
have never said with you Destiny.
Oh, no, I love that, man. I
Yeah,
loved
that's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, I loved it. Did you play it?
No, not for me. I know the game, but I'm more of a PC gamer.
I'm
play proper
not a
geeky
gamer at all.
games.
So like Dave tells me about all these games. Oh yeah, I stayed up all night watching like these guys play this other game, and I'd be like, and then the next week it'd be a different game entirely. You just lose interest. And
Well, you
I
watched-
used-
switch.
stayed up
I
watching.
I watch games. I
Play
watch my
games.
mates play games. I play games.
Yeah.
Like I watch the gaming awards every year. I watch tournaments. Mate,
Yeah.
my
You're
life is
deep in
that's
it,
what
yeah.
I'm deep
I
in
went
it. I love
to,
it, man. It's my addiction. It's my
I
escape.
went to a game in, what do you call them?
Convention.
Yeah, like, where was it? It was at Birmingham.
yeah.
It was a big Games Con or something, whatever it was called.
Right.
At the
Right.
NEC, is it?
I think it was at the
Yeah,
NEC,
yeah.
yeah. That was when Destiny 2 was first coming out. I went there because I can remember playing with a few of the lads, Destiny 2. And I met some of the lads that I played Destiny with. I met them there. And that was the first time I'd ever met them, like in person. Like I
Yeah.
say, I enjoy gaming, but I don't do it so much now, to be honest.
We've got a producer over there, Charles. Me and him play games a lot, and we have a friend who we met in a game from Norway. Charles, I want to say a Norwegian friend called Håkon Bredli. He won't mind me saying his name, and he comes to the UK now. We met him through gaming.
That's
He
nice. Isn't it?
literally-
That little link up's nice.
He just gelled with us.
Have you
and
got
then-
that from boxing as well, Callum? Like, have you got like mates from around the world
Yeah,
now that you?
yeah,
that you
Yeah, like you say, your Instagram reel, mate.
Yeah,
so
Do
you
you
met-
bring them over to Boston and that, like bring them to the gym and that kind of thing? Or
There's a few people that come over, but not from abroad as such. But we're always in touch.
Yeah.
You know, like back from the amateurs, there's people you meet at the tournaments.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's like everything. You get on better with some people than others.
Yeah,
You-
yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you click with people.
yeah.
And over the years, I've met some great people and still in contact to this day, you know, through social media and things like that.
That's lovely, man.
And you're always looking at what they're doing, and you see, they've
Yeah.
had a birthday, or they've had a good event in their life, and you
Yeah.
like, you think, oh, nice one. Like,
Yeah,
you
that-
send them a little message, and
That's
so
class, man.
I've met quite a lot of people.
Which is it's a good community, like boxing. 'Cause one
Yeah.
thing I've noticed. I mean, like some of your bigger fights and stuff. Afterwards, you're just in the dressing room with the person you've just had a
Yeah,
bust up
yeah,
with,
it's mad,
which is
isn't it?
it's
That's
crazy
a lot,
because
that's a lot
like
of what people
football
can't
fans
understand as well. Where
Yeah,
it's
like
like, how
football
can you
fans
like someone
can't-
that you've just scrapped with?
it's-
But
it's-
I can see it. I can get there because
Yeah. Sport,
you've been in a
innit?
war
It's a
with
sport.
each other
It's a
pretty
sport.
much.
it is like they call it a gentleman's sport, don't they?
Yeah,
Right? But like
yeah,
it
yeah.
literally is like you have much respect for the person that you've just
You will
battered their head in.
struggle. You will struggle to go to any boxing club or any boxing gym around the world, not just the country,
Yeah,
and find an arsehole.
yeah,
Yeah, like I say, the gentlemen, they're all gentlemen, they're all respectful,
Yeah.
they're all welcoming. And they say, like, a boxing club is a place where you'll get, let's say, a bank manager, a copper,
yeah,
a criminal,
yeah,
an ex-criminal,
yeah,
a prison guard,
yeah,
yeah, an Asian, a Chinese man,
yeah.
you know, a black, a white man, all in the same gym,
Yeah.
training together in the same environment.
Yeah.
And a boxing gym is one of the few places where you can find that. And like I say, people leave whatever it is at the door.
Yeah.
And when they're in the boxing gym, they're just
Boxing
in the
matters,
boxing
yeah.
gym. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I say for things like that, that's why I think it's the greatest sport in the world, or the greatest environment in the world.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be biased, aren't I?
No, well, but that's fine. But like, I mean, it's interesting to know how that has shaped you as a person. Like, has it taught you like values and stuff like that? And is it taught like? So I guess also like it's taken you out of Boston.
Yeah,
It's taken you around the world.
It's gave me-
and but also when you go into America, are you like? Are you fighting for? This sounds really mad, but like when I DJ and stuff, I'm like, I'm from Boston and I'm standing on this stage and I'm here and I'm like, I feel like quite proud of where I'm from and like who, like where, like made me in that and where I've taken that to. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't want to be like corny and be like, this one's for Boston, but sometimes I do feel like that. A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, I am proud of where I'm from, and I like I say I'm still here at the end of the day.
Yeah. That's it.
And I've like I say I'm the same kid that I've always been, but when you're totally, or if I'm totally honest, when I'm fighting, the number one person I'm fighting for is myself.
Yeah.
Then it's my family.
Yeah.
Then after that, it's my friends a bit in there. Then it's my friends.
Yeah.
Then it's my fans.
Yeah.
And then Boston. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean it's not for them. Like you say, I do when I'm fighting these on the big stages and I'm on TV and that, and I am proud of where I've come from.
Yeah.
And you know, it is like it's good that I feel proud that I'm representing my town.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're giving kids when me and Dave were when we were kids, I suppose. I don't remember as many. There seems to be so many professional sports people from Boston now. Like you being one of those people, but like imagine all the kids now that are looking at you going, "He's fucking done it."
Yeah,
It does mean something.
That's the thing. I've always said that as well. Like, I mean, it is harder. Coming from where we come from, it is harder. We don't get as many breaks. We have to break down walls.
Yeah.
But as I said, listen, if I can do it, anyone can, because I'm no different to anybody else. All I did was decide as a young kid that I was going to work hard.
Yeah.
And I was never going to stop working hard. And
that focus.
I failed time and time again.
You kind of have to.
You still picked yourself up and carried on, haven't you?
I got knocked back time after time, and there was times when I thought, oh, is this really worth it? Am I going to get there?
Yeah.
You know, am I going to get that break? But I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and I got there in the end.
It's class, man. One of the things I'm going to say is like fucking, it gets me fucking hype. When the ring announcer says your name and he goes, fighting out of Boston, Lincolnshire, like some big American guy in the middle of America. I'm like, fucking go on, Callum.
It plays against you, right? When he starts shouting my name, and I'm like,
here we go.
There we go.
Then the one and only comes on, you're fired up, mate. Like,
Where did the one come from, by the way?
The Matrix.
Neo.
Yeah, the Matrix.
We're
Yeah.
big
Talking
fans
about
of the
it.
Yeah,
Matrix.
back in the amateurs,
Matrix.
a mate of mine, Springy, so he was like, me and him was like, we did a lot of our amateur career together, and
Yeah.
we was getting some shorts made up, like custom shorts, and we was in the gym and was like, we need a nickname for the shorts.
Yeah.
And we're talking, like mentioning things, and he said the Universal Soldier, and I was like, nah, I don't really like that.
Sounds a bit Marvel, though.
Yeah, and
the Universal Soldier.
And at the time, I was thinking when the first Matrix come out,
Yeah.
and I liked the film, and I went the one.
Yeah.
But Neo, the one.
Yeah.
So I'm having the one. And I think I was 16 or something, 17. Might have been, I can't remember when it was, 99?
It was
No.
Matrix came out in 99.
I think it was a bit after that, though.
Yeah.
It was a bit after that. I was might have been 15. Anyway, that's the story. That's where it come from. From the Matrix.
It's good though, man. Cause it's like it's good. I think it instills a
the
bit of
one.
like fear as well, though, doesn't it? Like,
I don't know.
Was there any other names just tossing around?
yeah. If you could pick a new name now, would you?
Yeah.
Have you got anything else that you'd like to have been?
I'm trying to think of one off the bat.
Chavvy Mush.
Chavvy Mush.
I love that.
I like it.
We've got some questions where I need to ask you about your Chavvy Mush.
I don't know, the Boston Bomber. I don't know. No, it's always been the one. Even from the amateur days, like I said, when I was a kid, I called myself that. So it's always been that.
It's class, man. Stick with it. It's good. We have had a few questions in from some people.
Go on.
I think you know about this one. Has Chavvy got a big old Corey mush? Was the question.
Do you even know who that's from?
Oh, mate. That's from Chesney, that is, isn't it? That's from Chesney Mush.
What's your response?
Got a right fucking Corey on me.
Corey. I can pretty much guess.
Do we need to know what it means?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I wish I did.
I think you
Mate,
can guess.
Do we know what it means?
If I had a big Corey on me, I'd have it out now.
Very, very different podcast.
You're probably asking the wrong person. Probably need to ask my missus about that one there.
Next
Fair
guest,
enough.
probably.
Yeah. Next guest. Another one from Gagsy. I'll shout him out. Wants to know if you're any good at golf.
Nah, I'm shit.
You mentioned golf. I don't get into golf because I know I'll get a little bit obsessed. I go to the driving range, but it's just
whacking.
like I just smash a ball.
Yeah.
I started.
Fucking hard though.
No, it's fucking hard. It's horrible. A couple of years ago, I started, right? And I thought, I'll get the hang of this. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell, how wrong was I? I'm worse now than I was then.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's so hard. But if I'm honest, I've not played a lot the last year, 18 months. So,
Yeah.
But speaking of Gagsy, I get my advice from him, and he's nearly as shit as I am. And he's been playing since he was about 10.
Jimmy, who's Gagsy again?
Gary Frost.
Oh, it's Frost.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
He
I
said,
recorded myself doing it because I was like, I wonder what I look like swinging. And I just put like the camera. I look like I'm not. You know when you see like a golf swing and you watch someone do it, you're like, oh, that's wicked.
really
I look
good.
like an ape. Just
You
hitting.
need,
I'm
to have flexibility and mobility and that. And so I've not got it. He's not got it.
It's just that
But I can hit
technique, innit?
sometimes. I'll hit one.
And it feels good when you
And
do
think,
get
nah,
it.
I've got it. I've cracked it. And then the next 10 shots,
yeah,
the next
just
10
shit.
shots are over there and in the woods and in the water, and you think, oh,
Because Boston's got a driving range here, haven't they?
yeah, they've got
Yeah,
an
we have,
indoor.
just
They've got
down.
an indoor simulator now as well, golf simulator. So you just hit it into the screen. And it's like a big simulator.
If I was
That's
rich, I
all right.
might have one of those in my
That
house.
in your house. I don't think they're that dear, you know. Well, say that. They're
Just having the
all right.
space, innit?
I think they're
really?
all right, a few quid, but they're not. I don't think.
to be
I don't
fair.
think they're extortionate. But yeah, no, I'm not great at golf. Fucking
Got,
terrible, in fact.
We've got a couple more questions on, I guess they're sort of competitive things. This one's from my mate Mike. He says, how many times have you beat the punch machine at the fair?
Ooh.
Do you know what? I've never.
you allowed to go on
Don't
it?
really go on it. Don't really go on it.
Busman's holiday, innit?
Like you say, you can do it, hurt your hands and that, can't you? I've done it. I've done one. There was one in a pub once, Stump and Candle.
Yeah.
And there's a thing if you, well, so I was told, if you broke the record, you got 20 quid.
Yeah.
And I broke the record, and I broke my own record about 4 or 5 times. I never got a penny.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit
I've
weird,
heard
isn't it?
bad things about the Stump and Candle.
It's a bit
of
weird.
that.
Like, do you keep getting 20 quids each time you break the record, or is it just like the first time?
I didn't get a penny anyway, so that was a waste of time. And I was pissed. That was one of the times I was pissed, yeah.
There you go.
That's probably why I went on it. I was showing off, wasn't it?
Yeah, well.
I was showing off. I had a big crowd. And I was all like that. Ooh.
And when you have a bev,
Yeah, here
And then
he
I
is.
broke the record. Yay! I fucking thought I was brilliant. I was like that. My chest was out like this. I thought I was the man.
Brilliant. Next day, I woke
That's
up
brilliant.
downstairs,
No, it was
so
all right, actually. It was all right.
Another one from Gary Frost. Could he beat JNR in an eat-off?
Oh, 100%. I've already done it.
100%. Done it, Gary.
My question was going to be around like food and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already done it. He can't even eat. He can't.
Well,
He thinks he can
Gary?
eat. But yeah, he the JNR Junior. That's what
Oh,
he means.
oh, right,
If
yeah.
he means himself.
Right.
He can't even eat. He thinks he can, but he can't.
Do you watch your diet, or do you have like? Are you just,
Yeah,
do you
no,
train enough to like
Is it
eat
strict
kind of
and-
what you want?
I do watch it, but if I'm honest, over the last couple of years since I've moved away, I haven't watched it quite as much. But I've not needed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've not needed to, but yeah.
You had to do those mad like weight cut things where you're like sweating and all that.
That
and-
was obviously the reason why I moved up in the end, because believe it or not, I used to make 79.6 kilos, 12 and a half stone I used to make.
Wow.
And it used to kill me.
Yeah.
And I made that weight since I've been like 21.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yes,
it just,
maintaining that
yeah,
is.
and I just couldn't do it anymore. It just killing me.
Yeah.
Now the championship limit's 14 stone 4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's like it's still quite hard for me to make. How on earth I ever used to make 12.7? I'll never know.
Does it make it when you go up a weight thing? So I'd be like, is it like going up leagues? Does it get a little bit harder every time you go up, or is it just like
Nah,
the level of
nah.
boxing's just it's
It
just
can, it
the
can be
same,
easier
but-
sometimes because they're a little bit slower. But
Yeah,
you know when the top 10 at any weight are
yeah,
world class fighters.
Yeah,
They're
oh,
all-
yeah,
they're all
yeah,
top
yeah.
class fighters
Yeah.
anyway. So it's can be a little bit harder going at weight when, like, for me, who's not campaigned at that weight. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, I've never
yeah.
campaigned at that weight until now.
yeah.
They're a little bit taller. Their arms are a little bit longer.
Yeah, so it's like a
you
different
know.
fighting
So
style.
you've
You
got
have
a little
to
bit of a
adjust to.
disadvantage in them kind of ways. But if you can use, if you're shorter, you can use that to your own advantage sometimes, like Mike Tyson did. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Speaking of Tyson, I've heard that you met him.
I did, yeah.
But I've heard that you met him in
I met him
in a very unusual way.
Yeah, weird that one.
Can we talk? So I've heard there's a pigeon involved.
Yeah, a few pigeons.
Right. So what happened?
So a mate of mine, Darren, he won't mind me mentioning his name, Darren Peters.
Shout out to Darren.
So he's like a top pigeon fancier, is it they call it?
Right.
And he had like his pigeon setup was, you talking the best.
Yeah.
You're talking like the Lamborghini of pigeon setups.
What does that look like?
So years ago, he rang me up and he said to me, I've got Tyson coming round tomorrow. You want to come round? And I was like, what?
Is this in Boston as well?
Heckington.
Heckington, right, yeah.
And I went, what, Fury? And I was thinking like, he went, no, Tyson, Mike Tyson.
The Tyson, yeah.
And I was like, fuck off. Don't be stupid. He said, no, honestly, he's coming round tomorrow to look at my pigeons. And I was thinking, is he taking the piss here or what? So anyway, gone, yeah. So he's rang me the next day. So he's going to be around in like half an hour or so. So I've gone round. Fuck me, Tyson turns up. He's like, no, he really is here. It's like we're sat in his kitchen. I don't know, we must have had an hour or two talking boxing. This was before the Commonwealth Games. This was a long time ago. I had good half hour with him talking about boxing and his career, and he had a magazine. Funny enough, had a boxing news magazine, and I was on that page. Flipped the page. Tyson.
He's on that page.
So it was in the same magazine. I got him to sign it. That was a mad experience.
That's wild. That just it's
actually on DVD
in a kitchen
as well.
In Heckington.
There's a clip on the DVD, a Tyson DVD. I don't know what the DVD is called. But you see the clip of him coming into Daz's house, and we're all in the kitchen. And
wow, I'd love to.
You see that.
Man, we need to dig that out if we can find that somewhere.
It might be uploaded online somewhere.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson goes to visit.
I don't know if it's anything to do with pigeons on the DVD or what. I don't know.
I can't believe he goes mad for pigeons. Of all things.
I know he's a big fan of pigeons.
Do you know?
I don't know why I knew that.
I was going to say,
we knew
of
that,
all people,
didn't we?
you would know that he's
we
mad
knew
for
that.
pigeons. Yeah.
There's that famous photo of him. The picture's a meme. We're saying now kiss.
That's crazy.
Kind of thing. But
wow,
it's mad that one, isn't it? That's that one.
I know, but anything with Mike Tyson doesn't surprise me anymore. I've watched many podcasts with him. I find him a fascinating.
Yeah, he's
a fascinating character. When, like say, when I spent that time with him, it was like you could see. I mean, he's a fascinating character.
Yeah.
Like,
when he hypnotized to pretty much like part of his training routine is like they'd hypnotize his trainer would hypnotize him into thinking he's like an animal. He needs to win. He's the best. He's like that's why he's a monster when he turns that switch on.
Maybe I've never heard that myself. I don't know that, but possibly. But I think like you hear about his like story growing up, and he's had that different mind, and he was a killer. He was a killer.
He's a lot more mellow now.
Yeah,
like,
I think he is.
Which is touching on like some of the nicest people are like UFC fighters, like some of the most down to earth people, like boxers, fighters, because I think they know like how bad it can go and how bad it can be. If you was to get in a real fight, there is a chance, mate, that someone's gonna fucking die if they hit their head on the floor and stuff like that. It's just game over. Boxers and fighters have been there, so they're more like humble. I think
we said earlier about it being a gentleman's sport. I think when you are prepared to put yourself through the training you put yourself through, you're prepared to go into the ring or the cage and fight that other man, and like you say, bad things can happen. And you do. It's a humbling thing to go into a ring knowing that you could get knocked out or let's say even killed. I mean, I don't like to say that because but it can happen. It's a scary place to be, isn't it?
Mate, it terrifies me, the thought of it. I mean, I think if I did a bit of training and stuff, me and you could
box each other,
box it out, but I feel like we would probably go easy on each other as well.
I think we should have a part 2 to this.
Yeah, we'll have a part 2. We'll do some training.
There's a training,
mate.
Training
Definitely.
And we'll get you two at it.
Definitely.
I would throw up in about 30 minutes
from his butt. 30 minutes.
just the training.
30 minutes.
Just the training.
You ain't lasting 30 minutes.
Oh, is that even?
No, you're not lasting 30 minutes.
2 minutes then. 3 minutes. Yeah. No, good point.
You throw it from his first body shot.
Yeah, probably would.
How,
You're right.
How are we doing for time? Oh, perfect. We've got a little bit of time left then.
About 4 minutes, then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
for sure.
We just don't want to take up too much of your day, Callum. But
Mate, listen, I've only got to go home to the missus. I know after this.
well, fair enough.
I much prefer talking to you two.
Wicked.
Hopefully
she'll want me washing the pots or something, won't she?
Yeah.
She'll be moaning about something.
Well, I've been.
Don't put that in, will you?
We'll cut
I'm
that
I'm only joking.
Okay, all right.
No, I'm only
Good, that was
joking.
Producer will make notes.
No, you can put it in. I'm only joking.
Oh, all right.
I've gone through a load of your clips in the last few days, just watching some of your fights, and there's been so many compliments made on your like fighting style in the comments, amongst all the idiots that are like, oh, I think the other guy should have won. But some people have said like some class bits about you. So I've picked out like a few things. I just thought, I don't know if you read the comments or if you just ignore.
Not
or whatever
really,
like that,
to be honest. Obviously, I see comments, what people say, Instagram, TikTok. Or not TikTok, what's it called? It's called X now, isn't it?
X.
Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter. But I tend to filter out my Twitter because it's a cesspit.
Yes.
It's an absolute cesspit.
I've tried to pick like 2 nice comments here, and I just wanted to ask you a little bit about it, like if you believe this is true. So one of the guys here says, this is probably one of the hardest punches in the game today. That's why people absolutely avoid him. Callum Johnson has heavy, heavy hands.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. I do, like, obviously my career hasn't gone how I thought it would and how I planned it going, and some of it my own fault, some of it not. You know, it's well documented. I lost my dad, and I went through bad times, and I still do sometimes, I suppose. And my career hasn't been as good, nowhere near as good as it should have been. But just that comment, but I am a devastating puncher.
Yeah.
Like, even I'll say it, I can punch like fuck.
I'm probably gonna butcher his name. Is it Beterbiev?
Beterbiev,
yeah. So somebody else shared a clip of Beterbiev saying that you punched him the hardest he's ever been punched.
Yeah, like I say, I'm the only person that's put him down, isn't I?
Yeah. In the second,
but,
yeah. But then
he punched me hardest I've ever been punched as well, though.
But you were so gracious in that defeat.
Yeah,
obviously that's a big match for you. And
it was like, you know what?
But you stood there and you held your own better than.
It was a great fight while it lasted. It was a 4-round war. And like you say, it's
a lot of compliments on that one.
Still hard to, like, at the end of the day, he beat me, and he might beat me 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But it's, you can kind of half accept it when you get beat by a pound for pound great.
Yeah.
He's a generational talent. He really is. And
Yeah.
there's not many fighters that's ever laced up gloves like him.
Yeah.
But I do feel that if my career had gone a little bit different, I had different things, I could have been a name myself at the very, very top.
Yeah.
But it is, we'll cook away the cookie crumbles. But yeah, like you say, you can accept being beat by someone like him because he's a name that will live on forever in boxing. People will talk about him in 100 years' time.
Yeah.
So.
But then also by association, they'll talk about you in 100 years' time.
Maybe, I don't know.
A lot of people were saying that they've seen a lot of fights between him and other people, but there was a lot of comments saying that there's never been anybody that stood there completely fearlessly like you did.
Yeah.
And literally just got on with the job.
I think that's the thing with me as well. Like, one thing I can promise you, when I'm in there, getting everything I've got. And that's it. And like I say, I do bring excitement, I do bring power, I do bring that ferocious type of style and kind of all or nothing kind of person. But I'm like that in life anyway, in everything I do.
Yeah.
Whether it be like you say, boxing, training, podcasting, being depressed in bed.
Yeah.
It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't just sit on the settee for an hour feeling sorry for myself. I'll go to bed for a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when I'm in a good mood, it's like really good. I'm like a bit of a I don't know what you'd call it. Very spontaneous.
Yeah.
I'd say that.
Spontaneous in my actions. Very impulsive.
Yeah.
I'm quite
We've agreed to
impulsive.
do this. So
Very impulsive.
Yeah.
Impulsivity's got me in trouble a few times for sure.
It got me not so much in trouble, but a week later I might think, why the fuck did I do that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in terms of like spending things, I'll look at something in the past I have, think that's nice.
Yeah.
And I'll go buy it the next day.
Yeah.
It's about fucking 12 grand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, or a 30 grand motor
Yeah.
that I don't need.
Yeah.
Then I'd go buy it because I just like the look of it. And then couple, like 6 months later, I'm selling it for 10 grand cheaper than I bought it. And I'm thinking, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Is it stuff? Do you like cars, or is there any like things that you do? You have like
I
a little bit of a?
I do, but I've got over it now. I've grown out of it a little bit.
I'm starting to grow out of those sort of things. Like I'm a geek, so I
Yeah.
get Pokemon cards. Mate. That's
I'm
what
a
I
bit of
spend
a
my money on.
geek. Like, I got an electric scooter. Here's a story for you. So I got an electric scooter. Talk about the impulsiveness. Got an electric scooter, and I was seeing these electric scooters one night on my phone. I'm thinking, fucking hell.
Have a rip on one of those.
I didn't even know these scooters existed. They're like hyper scooters.
Yeah.
And this particular scooter does like 60 mile an hour.
60 on a scooter.
And I'm thinking, fucking hell.
That's fast, isn't it?
And I'm looking at it again the next day. And I'm looking at some YouTube videos there. I'm thinking, it was 3 o'clock in the morning and I was on my phone. And I bought it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a fucker for that.
What a fucking impulsive thing to do.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, though, I've still got it and I quite enjoy it. So it's like,
it gave you that little bit of enjoyment. You got the money.
I don't regret buying that one.
Razzing around Boston at 60 miles an hour on a scooter.
I took my little lad on it around my little streets, like the back roads. He's going, Dad, go 30. I said, no, I can't go that fast, mate. I just keep it slow with him on it. But he's, I said to him, actually, this summer, I said, if you get an helmet on and some pads, I said, I might take you to 30 miles an hour on it. We'll see.
30 miles an hour on a scooter is wicked fast.
Just for the,
Mate,
just
on
for
a
the
moped
record,
it feels insane.
on private land.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly taking 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So you spoke about your dad a bit. I know that he was a boxer as well, and he was the one that sort of got you into it, and you boxed in the gym with him. Does your lad box? Do you think he's shown an interest in it as well?
Yeah. So funny enough, he had his first fight in November last year. Obviously, a couple of months back.
Yeah.
So he never showed any interest. My oldest lad.
Yeah.
But he come to me about a year ago, and he said, "Dad," he said, I'm going to go to the gym, to the boxing club with one of his mates, Jared.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, of course, mate. So he's gone to the boxing gym. I thought it'd be good for him anyway. Socialising, training, learning to do a bit. And obviously he's been around boxing all his life.
Yeah,
so he's always
he's seen the ups and downs.
So he's been going now for a couple of times a week for 2 or 3 months. And he's come home one day and he said, what do you think if you have a fight? I was like, it's up to you. Do you know what I mean? Because one thing, in anything, you can't force your kids into anything. But especially not boxing, because if it's a hard enough sport anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's ended up having his medicals. He's had his first sparring session, and he's had a spar again, and then he's got his first fight, and he's gone another fight. But he always did say to me, "I'm only ever going to have one, just to see what it's like. I want to see what it's like." And so he had his first fight, and to be fair, he boxed brilliant. He really boxed brilliant. He beat the kid. Honestly, it was brilliant.
How does that feel like watching him?
Mate,
Has he got like you in him, like the way he moves and stuff? And
a little bit, I suppose, a little bit. But like I say, he's always watched me, so he copies me. He implements my style in his own style.
Yeah.
So a little bit.
Do you think you got a bit of that from your dad as well? Did you get any of his style, or were you slightly
my
different?
dad wasn't really boxing. When my dad boxed when I was like proper young kid, so I never got to see my dad box as such. My dad always just trained me.
Yeah.
So I think I kind of picked up my own style.
Yeah.
And then picked up from watching other people on telly and things like that. But yeah, back to Corbin.
Yeah.
He's had his fight. I know, mate, it's one of the proudest things I've ever experienced. Talk about winning the British title, fighting in America, winning in New York. Didn't have a patch on watching him. The feeling I got.
Wow, cool.
That might be where you're going after retirement, mate.
Yeah, but
that's what I was saying.
Training him.
He's already packed in.
He
moved on.
He said
What does
like
he want
one
to
and
do
done, and he
now?
meant it.
He said one and done, and he really meant it.
1-0.
Yeah, he really meant it. He
Undefeated.
always says that. He
Yeah,
said
you can say undefeated.
undefeated. He's the only fighter in Boston that's undefeated. And I lost my very first fight.
Yeah.
And my cousin lost his very first fight.
Yeah.
And he's also a pro now, Thomas.
Yeah.
So he always says to me, and Thomas said, I won my first one. But yeah,
You gotta let him have it.
he's,
You gotta let him have it.
he's still in the gym. He's still training, does his weights and
Yeah,
stuff, and he keeps himself fit. But yeah,
That's good to
he's-
instill in him when he's young
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, he's all, and I'm pleased about that because, as I say, I don't push him into anything, but I always encourage him to go to
Guide
the
him,
gym to
kind
keep
of, I'd say.
himself fit and
Right.
strong for his own self.
If
you
there's
know.
one thing I need to teach my lad is to not laze about and slack on your fitness.
you don't
for
get
sure.
you don't get anything from it.
No,
you know,
it's true.
going to the gym, yeah, it might not. You know, not everyone's going to be a world champion, or everyone's going to be a professional sportsman, but the self confidence and the mental clarity or whatever it is
Yeah.
that you get from exercise is second to none. And it's not pushed
man,
enough. You go to the
Yeah.
doctors and they chuck
true.
depressant pills at you.
True.
Just get them to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get them to the gym and have 2 months in the gym. Eat healthily for 2 months. Stay off the drink for 2 months, and see how you feel.
Yeah.
And then if you still feel depressed, come back and see me.
Too
Yeah.
easily
You know what I
prescribed. There
Yeah.
I will say there are points where medication is needed, but I think you're right. I think medication is far too easily
it's just
prescribed.
easy, it's just
when
easy.
first you need to take the
Yeah.
steps. Let's try and get
Yeah.
fit,
Lifestyle
healthy,
changes.
lifestyle
Lifestyle changes.
diet. Yeah, my nephews. I don't have any kids, but I have nephews. They both do kickboxing. I got my little nephew just the other week to kick me. My brother was like, just let him kick you in the leg. I was like, all right, go on. And he gave me 20%. I went, just give me
I bet you
20%.
never let him kick you again, did you?
No, he kicked me in the leg, and he
Yeah.
felt he's 14. He
Yeah.
went what, and I went, oh my god, and I was
And that's 20%.
That's 20. He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
That's 20, and I was like, what the fuck?
I don't want
Yeah.
40.
And he's just a kid, man. His technique when he whipped it around.
How
I was
old
like,
is he?
Oh, 14.
Yeah, it's a
40.
bit- to tell you what, though,
You got a bit of Boston in
Do you
him,
know
though.
what, though? You know, you start getting to 14, 15. It's strong kids, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
They're strong
I wish.
kids.
Do you know? I wish
My kid
that
batters
was
me and he's
instilled into me
1.5.
when I was younger.
Like genuinely, like
I'll wait till he's 14.
Oh
you'll
mate,
be fucked.
I'm for it. I'll be done.
You'll be
He'll
fucked,
have
yeah.
me. Like
You'll start having you, and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, because I'll get a little bit of training on part 2.
Yeah, well that's
so
it.
you'll
Yeah,
be
part 2 of this, we'll get on
That's
pads.
the
and
right.
everything,
Yeah,
that'll be
yeah.
good.
Get
Yeah.
part 2 going for sure.
Honestly, mate, it's been lovely chatting to you. It really
No,
has.
my
Thank you for
pleasure.
sitting down with us and inviting us into the mayhem and just
This place has got character. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah,
When I
it's
pulled up, I
class.
was like, oh, it's like a fucking.
They do all sorts. They've got the strongman stuff outside.
I saw that.
They've got this gym is like you got strongmen that train here.
Yeah.
You've got an arm wrestling team. You've obviously got your bodybuilders, but you got all the people that do these shows.
Yeah, yeah.
It's got the boxing room.
yeah.
We'll get some
There's a
B-roll
little
of
bit of
that, I
everything
think,
here.
for sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? A little
Yeah.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
would you
right,
ever
it's good.
consider like running your own gym, or is it
I
not
don't,
really
I,
your
don't, I,
sort
don't,
of-
I don't think so. I don't think if I did, it would be more boxing oriented. You know, it'd be more
Yeah.
down the boxing type of route.
Yeah.
Classes and things like that, and sessions, and not this kind of gym, not like a
Yeah.
weightlifting gym and stuff like that, because there's a lot of them in the town anyway. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of them in the town anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think boxing. I think one day I will probably end up running my own boxing gym. Probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
That'd be
Like I say,
that'd be
I don't-
lovely, mate.
If
I
I'm
mean,
totally honest, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Impulsive.
that's it. If you're not stressing about
yeah.
it,
I'll
why
just chill
stress
out.
about it?
I'll
Just
chill
enjoy it,
out
mate.
and what'll happen will happen. You know?
I
Exactly.
live my life that way, mate. Yeah, a lot.
it's,
Yeah.
I mean, like I say again, I say these things and I say all the right things. I don't always practice the right things at times, though. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, you talk about me saying about the gym and what it does, like as if I'd never get depressed.
Yeah.
But I know I do.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
plenty. Do you know what I mean? Plenty. I'd sit there sometimes and I just think, okay, now I hope I don't wake up tomorrow.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still, like I say, the things I say is still what I think are right in terms
Yeah.
of the gym and lifestyle and.
It's
and
easier to
health
give
and-
advice to someone, innit, and then
and then
not take it yourself.
Not take it yourself, 100%.
Yeah, and
the
you
fact-
think I should be saying this to myself, really,
Yeah,
and I'm saying
yeah.
it to you, and yeah,
But yeah, I think the more shit you go through in your own head, and
Yeah.
the more the life experiences you have the experiences, so you can give the advice.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah?
that's it.
But like I say, we don't practice what we preach, do we? Sometimes.
But I think it's easy.
right.
It's easy to fall off, and but one big thing I would say is there's a lot of power in admitting that to people, because there'll be people out there that think Callum Johnson gets up at 5 a.m. every day, goes on a 25-mile run, then goes to the gym, does all this, eats perfectly every time, does everything that a champion needs to do, in bed by 8:30, never scrolling on his phone, never buying a scooter that goes like 60 miles an hour. Do you know what I mean? They'll probably think that you live this perfect life.
I do
For you,
everything
to be honest,
wrong.
is massive.
I do everything wrong. Does 5 a.m. exist?
Well, it shouldn't, but it definitely does.
It doesn't for me.
I see the wrong end of it a lot of the time. It's
Yeah.
more
Do you know
than
what
the right
time I got
end.
to bed last night? Probably about 4
Gaming.
in the morning. Yeah.
It's fucking no good. I've seen 4 a.m. quite a few times gaming.
Yeah.
I say back in the
6
Destiny
a.m. for you,
days.
wasn't it? Yeah.
There's worse ways to see 4 a.m. though,
It's,
for sure.
Mate, it's my escape. Gaming's my escape. Whenever I go to, whenever at night, everybody's quiet, everyone's in bed. It's finally like
You're getting what do you like? Do you like story games?
all sorts.
Oh, 'cause I love story games.
Yeah, we're playing a game, proper geeky game in the minute called Baldur's Gate 3, which is like proper Dungeons and Dragons. And you all take for sure, it's proper geeky stuff.
Did you ever play The Last of Us? on
No,
the
but you did,
PlayStation?
right? Yeah.
Oh, mate, is that unbelievable? Mate, talk about being.
The TV show is sick as well.
I've never watched it, but talk about being in the game.
Yeah.
Like, and 2 was just as good, wasn't it?
You ever done VR, Callum?
Yeah, but it's a little bit of a fad, wasn't it? I got one. I've got one. I've still got one.
It's
at
hard
home.
to it's a lot to set up.
It's I had the PSVR.
PSVR was pretty sick. I liked
It was
it.
all right. I mean,
My thing with it is just this mess about to set up. You have to get your gear
it
on.
is
You have to get it set up. You're like,
ball ache.
you can't really just jump in.
It is a ball ache.
It's a
but
bit of a ball ache.
I found it like a little bit of a gimmick.
Gimmick, yeah.
You kind of got bored of it very quickly.
Yeah, I would like to your opinion on the VR boxing. It was like, how real is it to? Well, obviously, apart from getting it in the face.
Same thing. I've done that. I've had a go on the VR boxing. Again, it's just a gimmick, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
fair
all right.
play.
It's good fun to do it once or twice, or maybe 3 or 4 times, but you soon get bored of it.
Mate, VR table tennis is proper fun.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
I've not-
I
I've
played
not done
people
that.
online. I
I've
played
not
with
done
someone
that.
like from across the world. And I was just
the
doing table
the
tennis. with
Wii,
them.
didn't it? Is it the Wii? Was it the Wii?
There's Wii
Yeah,
U,
With
there's
the
a
telly?
Switch now.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
decent, wasn't it? You used to play the tennis on that. That was all right.
Oh, Wii tennis, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. That wasn't too bad.
No, my dad loved Wii golf. Yeah,
Those days,
He's
man.
obsessed with that.
Yeah, the vibe, innit?
Can't beat good old COD though, can you?
We had a little bit of a Call of Duty obsession recently. Never thought I'd get back into it, but Black Ops. Is it 6 now?
Yeah.
Jesus, yeah.
6.
Same game every year though. Bit like FIFA.
Yeah, it's same thing, isn't it? Same shit.
You pay 60 quid, but
Yeah.
we did have a stint on it and we went wrong for a while. For
PC.
sure. Yeah. PC, yeah. And PC.
Cheat
gamer.
on the PC then, don't you, with the mouse?
You can.
and that.
There are hackers for sure, and that is a frustration.
It's harder on the control pad, isn't it?
Yeah,
to
you
get
can
to
buy
aim
stuff for the
properly.
control pad where
Yeah.
it like plugs into your controller and it like auto aims for you. You
Does
do
it?
get that.
Does it?
But yeah, it's
I might have to do that then because I'm a shit on COD as I am golf.
See shit on golf on the PC and in real life.
Yeah, proper. I got Tiger Woods, not Tiger Woods.
PGA
what?
Tour,
PGA Tour, the last one. I got that. No shit hot on that. I was under par.
sick.
I was,
Yeah,
like,
birdies.
I
and-
was
go.
thinking.
Get
I'm
Gagsy
all
round.
Yeah,
I'm
Come
alright.
off for a game of golf tomorrow. It don't work.
I
Can't
used to
transfer
wind my
it.
mate up at work when he used to have a job in the office and he used to play golf properly. And I would come in and I'd really frustrate because I'd be like, yeah, birdie last night. He goes, it's not even real. I was like, well, yeah, but I got a birdie, mate.
Yeah,
I used to
mate.
mean some sick at
Birdie
golf. He
last
goes,
You
shut
ain't
up.
getting a birdie, are you? Whether it's real or not.
I should have said that to him, to be fair. Yeah.
One of the final things that I had in my prep. You've had a road named after you.
I have, yeah.
Do you ever go and stand
Wait,
on
you've
that?
had a road named
You've had
after
a
you?
road named after you in
I
Boston.
didn't know that.
Do you get like a percentage of like
What is it,
income from every house
Johnson
sold
Road?
on that road or something?
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I
Do
don't
you ever go
think-
stand
Is
on
it
the
Callum Johnson
Yeah.
Road or is
It's
it
Callum Johnson Close.
Callum Johnson Close?
That has a nice little ring to it,
It
actually.
also
know what?
sounds like a bit of a threat, doesn't it?
It's,
Callum Johnson Close. Watch
That,
out.
that is a very proud one for me as well because, like I say, that is going to be there well after I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
to
know
be
what I mean?
fair,
And
man. Yeah.
That's legends.
I always remember, like, Melanie Marshall's from our way, ain't she? The
Yeah.
Olympic swimmer and that. And I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
remember when I used to drive to Skeg working with my dad, and I used to always see Mel Marshall Way.
Yeah.
in Wrangle, she's got a road named after her.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always remember seeing it, and I always remember thinking, wow, how cool's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder one day if I can achieve something worthy
Well,
of
you have,
getting a
yeah.
road named after me.
Yeah, man.
And
I didn't
obviously
know.
it happened.
You've
and
done
it's
it.
Like that is a nice one. I do kind of think about that when I think, fucking hell, that's mad. That is.
Do you go stand on it sometimes?
I have done a few times.
Do you know
yeah.
where I am?
I remember I went to the
It's
sign.
me,
It's
this.
right outside the door.
Yeah.
And I went. I had a couple of photos of a couple of people, and the kids come out the door.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing on my Queen Drive? You know what I mean?
Do you know,
Mate,
it's
just having a photo with a sign. Like,
Yeah, it's me. This.
It's
Yeah.
my clothes. Yeah. What are you doing on my clothes?
Yeah, and then they all come up and do the
Yeah, do the
The
old
punch-
boxing,
yeah,
the
the
boxing
boxing
photo,
punch.
innit?
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time,
yeah.
like that. It's either the punch or the
you-
point, innit? One of the
the
two.
punch or the
Mate,
point.
I used to do that all the time in Boston.
What, the punch?
Don't know why. It made me laugh. I was always doing, we called it the Mad Head pose.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like Mad Heads like that, just getting in there.
Did you have the Stone Island badge on as well?
Proper badged up. Nah, never had that. Never went that far.
Dave photoshops his on.
Yeah, I photoshopped
Yeah.
mine on. Yeah.
Dave photoshops his own
What
Stone
is the
Island
badge
on.
thing? This Stone Island badge, like badged up.
It's just a
and-
brand Stone Island, isn't it? They have a badge on there.
I just see the meme and I'm
Yeah.
like getting badged up.
But it
And,
makes you 60% tougher, for one.
oh,
Yeah,
shit.
if you wear Stone
100%,
Island, yeah.
Massive, yeah.
100%.
So it's like equivalent to having a stripe down your
It's
car
like
or
when
something.
you're on COD and you get the fucking extra protection and that. You know what I mean? It's like that.
It's a perk, badged
Yeah,
up.
proper.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
what do you call it when you're on like terrace wear, innit? Terrace wear power up.
Terrace wear power.
Yeah.
I love
Don't
it.
it does something, doesn't it? It does something. And if you have a Canastella with it, it makes you double hard.
And a vest.
Proper. Stone Island and Canastella.
Do you reckon someone's got a Stone Island tattoo?
Doubly hard.
They have to have done, right?
Well, just on their arm, like the badge.
Just a badge tattooed
Just
on it.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah,
next
for
level,
sure,
isn't it?
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
Someone
there's-
would have done, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Has anybody got a
sure.
tattoo of you on their face, do you think?
Nah, I
Oh,
don't think
tattoo.
so. Nah. I've done okay, but I've not done that well.
Well,
I've not
I've got
done
something
that
to show
well.
you, actually. Could you imagine? Just a reveal the back and it's you.
One thing I will say is this is live on a podcast, and we've got Chunk from Utopia Project here, who is a sickhead tattoo artist. So if anybody wants to get a tattoo,
Oh, is this kid here?
yeah, this
Oh,
kid
is
here.
it?
If anybody wants to get a tattoo of Callum Johnson, then we will set you up with Chunk, and we will pay for some
free,
of it.
Chunk.
For some of it.
For free, right, mate?
Yeah. So anybody
Would you
out
get
there
paid
who's
for
thinking
goal?
about
Would you tattoo McCory?
could fit a lot on it, I've heard.
I fucking couldn't. I tell you what, you fucking couldn't. I don't worry about that, honestly.
You'll get it in.
Oh mate, it's been a pleasure chatting
No,
to you.
nice one.
What are you going to do with the rest of your day? Go home and do the washing up.
What's the time? I'm about to look at watch. You haven't got one on.
Let's go McDonald's, mate. Let's have a big
Do you
Mac.
have I prefer
Let's
Burger
ruin
King.
it. We just had
No,
one.
do you know
We've
what,
been-
though?
I can double up in a day,
You know the
though.
triple cheeseburgers?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're whack.
Mackies.
They're wicked, they are.
Oh.
Yeah, McDonald's triple cheeseburger. Plain.
Yep.
Plain triple cheese. Oh,
Jeez.
I agree.
yeah, very nice.
Triple cheese.
I like them. And it's not that bad, is it? You get a burger patty, beef patty,
Yeah.
yeah?
Me.
Bit of bread,
Yeah.
a little bit of lettuce, let's say.
Yeah.
No, it's a beef salad sandwich. It's not that bad, is it?
No, it's all right.
Really?
If you got rid of the patties or the buns, you'll be all right. Just pure meat, pure protein, isn't it? Protein and cheese.
You've heard it here first. Mine and Dave's new diet. All McDonald's patties, no,
Beef
All
Bread,
patties,
yeah.
no
beef
buns.
salad.
yeah, beef salad sandwich.
Beef salad sandwich, I like that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
good.
That's all it is, isn't it, really?
Well, they do those burgers inside lettuce, don't they?
I did that for a period of time, you know,
Is
weirdly.
it Five Guys?
No, I just did it myself. Made those smash
See
burgers.
this
with-
podcast, don't you? All you're going to see is me think like I'm watching tennis.
Yeah, we spoke about this. We needed like
Yeah.
a table or something where we're
Like
I
a
don't
round
know, but
table.
we'll
we do have
figure
two
it out.
cameras and everything, but we haven't done it. We haven't set it up for this week for some reason.
No,
We've just enjoyed. It's been nice. It's been nice chatting to you, mate, and thank you for setting aside some time and sitting down with us. And
My pleasure, man. I've
yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
it. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Well,
you'll
good.
see this.
That's,
I'm going to get it up tomorrow. So.
yeah, this
see
one
them.
this one will be out on January 10th. So
Oh wait, it's the 9th today.
yeah.
God damn. Yeah, I've got to go
So,
back and edit it
follow
and put it
Callum on all your socials. What are you Callum the one?
At Callum the One.
Yeah,
on
Callum the one.
Twitter,
I'll put it up
Instagram. I don't know what my TikTok is. Callum, I don't know if it's Callum the One Johnson or
You-
something.
You'll be able to find him.
It's
He's-
not. It's all shit. It's all the same shit, different day.
Mate,
It's
people
either
will
a
be interested for
it's either a
sure.
selfie after I've trained, good session, or it's a bit of me in the bag or
You're
lifting
too
a
hard
few
on
weights.
yourself, Callum.
That's
You're
all
too
it is,
hard on
really.
yourself.
Or you might
People
get a
are
little bit of my
interested.
dog on there now and again.
That's nice. Well, more dog content, I think. And Dave's Instagram is all about him and the bag. So, well,
What
Look
kind of
at
bag?
yeah, different kind of bags. We'll go do some pads, and we'll
let's go
circle
train.
back to you lot next week with a very special episode filmed in Dave's kitchen.
Oh shit, yeah. Thank you
Lots
very
of
much.
love.
Bye bye. See you later. Cheers, Callum. Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks, mate.